U.S. Indian policy was flawed. As a result, the Texas frontier became the target of angry native warriors, especially Comanches, Kiowas, and Apaches. By 1870, Texas officials claimed nearly 10,000 horses and 50,000 head of cattle had been stolen by Indians. The raiders had also started to abduct children, kidnapping them within a day's ride of places like San Antonio and the state capital of Austin. Buyers remained eager to purchase livestock brought in by these natives, no questions asked. The traditional Comanche trade from New Mexico flourished again, and gathering places along the Caprock and the Texas Panhandle became convenient and secret locations to conduct these illegal transactions. The raiders, U.S. officials believed, would return to their reservation to rest and resupply before once again heading to the settlements for more plunder. Whenever white captives were identified, the Indians would demand ransom for these children to be returned to their families. The increasing frequency of these attacks and the growing trafficking in captives caused political havoc in Texas and Washington, D.C. Clearly, some natives abused the reservation system. In June of 1870, Kiowas under Kicking Bird led a band of some 200 warriors into Texas. Some of this raiding party killed people near Jacksboro. The U.S. military at Fort Richardson responded. A command under Captain Kerwin B. McClellan intercepted Kicking Bird's Kiowas on the Little Wichita River, only to discover that the natives were better armed. Outgunned and outnumbered, the U.S. forces retreated in defeat. General William Tecumseh Sherman, commanding the entire U.S. Army, was furious. He replaced the poor regiments on the Texas frontier with better troops. New troops arrived, including both white and African American soldiers. The black units, the 9th and 10th United States Cavalry, and the 24th and 25th United States Infantry, became known as Buffalo Soldiers, for reasons that remain murky. White Texans had to get used to seeing black men in uniform. He also ordered Colonel Ranald Slidell McKenzie and the 4th United States Cavalry to take a leading role on the northwest Texas frontier. Sherman also decided to head to Texas to see for himself what was happening on the frontier. Were Texans just whining and trying to claim more property losses than they could prove? In May 1871, Sherman arrived at Fort Clark along with Randolph Barnes Marcy, who had explored western Texas in the 1850s. He was escorted by 17 Buffalo soldiers as they made their way from post to post along the frontier. As they passed through Young County, across Salt Creek Prairie, the military headed east toward their last stop, Fort Richardson. They passed a group of civilian freight wagons owned by Henry Warren heading west toward Fort Griffin. The general thought little of the encounter until that night, while enjoying a dinner party at the military post, a surviving freighter stumbled in, announcing the massacre of everyone else in his party. Kyle was under Satank, Satanta, Skywalker, and Big Tree had watched Sherman and his party pass before killing and plundering the civilians. The highest-ranking U.S. Army officer in the country had barely missed being killed by Indians. Shaken, Sherman summoned Colonel Ranald McKenzie. He would become the enforcer of U.S. policy on the Texas frontier.